Hey man, how's it going?
It's going good. It was a pretty hectic day at work. Had to come in like 3 hours early.
3 hours early. And just for funsies, right? Like not you're not getting any overtime on that, right?
No, I don't. I don't get overtime. I'm on salary, so it was just to help out the store manager. Um, did him a solid, but he's working 48 hours this week, and I'm working 43. So I guess now we're more on par.
What a champ. Yeah, I'm definitely getting overtime myself as well. I don't know how much though.
We had so many ridiculous customers today. Like, we had this one guy walked in at literally 8:29, and he was like, "Oh, I guess I'll just get one desert something." I guess I shouldn't say, but
Yeah.
but so he does that, and then our boss is like, "Do you want anything else before he goes back and anything all this?" The guy's like, "Maybe this," and so he shows him like our options, and then the guy's like, "No, I'm good." We finish checking him out. He's like, "Could I buy more flour?" You know what? Yeah, buy something else, and we're like, "No, we're already closed. Sorry, too late."
We're gonna add some bleeps.
Bleep.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we gave him all the opportunities before we went back to get the stuff, and then he was just some dumbass, blitzed out of his mind,
Yeah.
young ass kid.
IQ, below 90. Just yeah, like you said, probably half stoned already. Why you buying more weed?
Yeah, get out of here.
Oh, why you? Oh, God damn it! Cut this out. Restart.
No, we don't care if you smoke weed. Obviously, it's cool. But just be a functioning person who smokes pot and not inconvenience everyone else in your life with it.
Oh, that's my problem, dude. Finance is not looking good. I'm spending so much money on weed. My kids can't even eat.
Oh no. Yeah, I just choose not to feed my kid. She's getting a little tubby.
Yeah. I mean, listen, man. Americans are obese as hell. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah, dude. But let's get to it. Okay. We're here. We're back. It's Drunk Daddies.
In 1080p.
Yeah, we upgraded the video quality. It's actually pretty dope. We're able to use a iPhone to record us today.
Yes, my iPhone. It could have been in 4K. I don't know. I think it was screwing with like the latency or something. It was getting laggy. So we're doing our best here.
Yeah. We'll look more into it later. We didn't have a lot of time. We actually just got back from the Creator Clash. If you don't follow Instagram or the Facebook, you wouldn't know.
Oh yeah. So Creator Clash is it was an event put together by iDubbbz, famous YouTuber. I'm sure many people know of him.
And his girlfriend or wife, Anissa.
So it's put together by iDubbbz.
And Anissa.
I don't know who that is.
She's on OnlyFans, I think.
I'm joking. No, she's probably on Fansly since they sponsored the
the
whole
event.
fucking event. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so yeah, it was a influencer boxing event, and it did
Done
not.
right.
It was done right. Yes, it did not fail to impress.
Did not. I had such a good time that I fell asleep.
Oh yeah. Cut to the clip.
Anyways, we pre-gamed.
Yeah, we get down to Tampa. We get to our hotel. Or no, we pick up some Coors Light on the way into the hotel. That was supposed to be the podcast's beer of the week, but instead we pre-gamed on that. Went to the venue. Ubered there for $8, by the way. We'll tell you why that's relevant later. And then we proceeded to spend $8 of beer anyway at the venue.
Yeah, we're trying to be cheap and pre-game, but I ended up buying 4 beers. I bought 2 Yinglings until I found out that they served High Life for the exact same price, and I was getting ripped off. I could be having 2 beers in one can instead of 1 beer in a can.
I'm not a huge high lie guy. But what I did find out is that after my first two Yinglings, when they ran out at the little stand, they had Yingling Flight, and that shit is good. It's a light beer, and there's just something about it. It's different than like Michelob Ultra.
I think it's their competitor to Michelob Ultra, trying to be like that low carb beer.
Yeah, no, it's 100%, and it tastes better.
Tastes better?
It tastes better.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna have to. Well, we were actually trying to get some for the podcast today, though. We'll be reviewing Modelo Especial. It's a Mexican lager. Or I guess it's a Pilsner lager with a clean, crisp finish. It's one of my favorite beers. I drink it pretty regularly. If I ever go to like a Spanish restaurant, I get Modelo. They usually have pitchers for pretty cheap. And it tastes great.
Yeah, I actually before this had never had Modelo. I don't know if my association with Corona with this at all makes any kind of sense, just because it's like a Hispanic beer or whatever, or if Corona's not even Corona's not even Hispanic, I guess, is it?
It's owned by no, it's not owned by Anheuser-Busch. I think Corona is from
Mexico.
Mexico,
no?
yeah, because Heineken's from Belgium, I think.
Okay,
that's the big beer my dad likes.
So I associated Modelo and Corona for whatever fucking reason, and I'm not a huge fan of Corona, but then I'm drinking the Modelo, and I fuck with it.
Oh, it's a great beer. What are you getting? What kind of profile are you getting from it?
Not light lager, but a lager like a Land Shark or a Michelob Ultra, but a little more flavor to it, a little more.
Goes down smooth. It's not heavy.
So smooth.
It's not a heavy beer.
I could kick 4 of these back in less than an hour.
Yeah, it's really easy to drink. It's a great beer. I really enjoy it. But I guess getting back to the Creator Clash, which I guess we'll name this. I guess here, let's get a thumbnail for the box for the YouTube. All right, cool. So we're actually going to shit. Okay, we're actually going to respond to iDubbbz's tweet about if you're a content creator and you're serious about getting into boxing, DM us, because we're gonna try to be on the next Creator Clash.
By the way, we were to Creator Clash.
I have my shirt. I forgot to put it on.
I forgot to put it on, but up front in the pocket, picture of the Drunk Daddies. Go ahead and bring that close to the camera so they can see it.
Is that good?
Yeah, perfect. Classic Drunk Daddies logo. And Drunk Daddies, you know, just like a good logo, a good design. Kind of wish we had put the Instagram handle on it or something, but
yeah, on the actual, this is a prototype. So on the actual one, we'll put like at @drunk_daddies. If you're not following us on Instagram, that's the handle at @drunk_daddies. That's our Facebook group too. Be sure to go on and subscribe and follow for, you know, just seeing what we're up to during the week. I'll post pictures of me cooking steak because we need that protein.
Oh, no way to supremacist. Okay, a protein.
And so, like, if you're interested in the merch, hit us up. We're definitely down to sell merch. We don't have too big of a following right now. We're trying to get more views. Please, if you like the podcast, send it to your friends, post it on things. Leave a review on the comments. Rate us on Spotify. Like us on YouTube.
Yeah, no, we're gonna be there's a lot more to come. There's gonna be clips. Share the clips around when you see them. We're gonna try our best to make it the funniest segments of the show. So just keep an eye out, and if you fuck with us, thank you, and you know, keep the word spreading around.
But yeah, so what I think it opened with this, but I got kind of hammered, so I don't remember. Did Airsoft Fatty start the whole thing with the Pledge of Allegiance? Or was that the end?
No, it was just before the iDubbbz versus Dr. Mike fight.
Okay, so that's kind of wild. You would think they would do that in the beginning.
No, surprise guest. It hyped up the whole crowd, actually.
I love Airsoft Fatty. He's great. Go on his YouTube channel. Watch the iDubbbz documentary. It's a great fucking video.
Yeah. So Airsoft Fatty, it's called Full Force. Watch that. He came out and it took him 3 tries to do the national anthem first off. Halfway through, he would be like...
Forget. He would just forget.
Yeah, he would just forget what the words are. And on the 3rd try, he kind of mumbled along as the crowd sung it. But everybody had their phone cameras out, or the lights out, and
beautiful.
yeah, it was a true American moment. A fat person in the middle of the boxing ring,
forgetting the American.
Yeah,
I'm so like hyped for that. Dude. I was watching Esfond.
One of the commentators
on Twitch. You know, the guy that was introducing everyone and stuff like during the weigh-in. And he was with Daddy walking downtown Tampa, and I wish we would have stayed longer so we could have had a chance to like meet them with our shirts on and like promote ourselves, but we can't afford all that. We really went out of our way to go to this event for the podcast. Spent some savings for this.
Yeah, no. One thing I was disappointed about is, who'd you say was walking with
Dad.
Oh, Dad. That would have been epic to me.
I love Dad. I hadn't watched his content before. Watched a little bit of it beforehand. Obviously, watched his shit-talking video to Matt Watson. It was great. And then Dad overperformed for the boxing event. He went out, TK'd him in like 23 seconds. Dad destroyed Matt crack smoking Watson.
Yeah, it was a very, very great performance in such a short amount of time. Matt Watson embarrassed the shit out of himself. I mean, good game. Don't let it ruin your ego, but dude,
let it ruin his ego. I don't like his ego. He looks like one of those high school kids that always thought he was hot shit. Just looked annoying. I don't like the vibe I get off of him. He has fucking Daddy tattooed across his chest. Get a real man's
was that a real tattoo?
Yeah, get a bobby pin.
I love that he has Daddy on his chest, and then a real dad comes out and just shows him what's up. It's like your stepdad coming home drunk and just beating the shit out of you.
Dude,
that's what I saw in that ring.
Him up. He had no chill. He made Matt Watson look like a bitch. Fuck that guy. I don't watch any of his stuff. But I don't like him because of the like vibe he puts off.
Yeah. And then, so as we know, you told me earlier today, Sam Hyde was banned from even attending the event.
Banned from attending the event. So apparently he got Gamer Grumps guy. What's his name? The big guy who fought Ego Raptor.
Oh, yeah, Harley from Epic Mealtime.
Harley got some training from him.
Yep, I heard.
And then, but yeah.
And whooped ass.
Apparently, Harley or Sam Hyde told him about locking up so it would slow down the fight so you could get some stuff. Because honestly, Ego Raptor was getting in there. Like, he was not backing off. He was fast.
No. He put up a great fight, but Harley, I mean, he had what, a 50-pound, 60-pound advantage on him. And he's just landed. I mean, at a certain point, he was just landing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's not fair. There's a reason why there's weight classes in boxing, and usually you're not allowed to be more than 10 pounds heavier than a person.
It's an exhibition match where it's, I guess, all rules go out the window like that.
There's like heavyweight starts at this weight, and then it just goes. And I think in like professional fights, like when it goes on your record, like a professional record, then you do have to be within a certain weight class of somebody. Or like within so many pounds.
Yeah. And most of the fights are pretty even.
Yeah.
One thing I did see was that Sam Hyde's, if you saw the iDubbbz documentary, Sam Hyde's crew, all those guys showed up to the boxing event. We just didn't see them. I saw somebody post on Facebook that they got a picture with the whole crew. like Big Flame, the guy who does all the recording, all the other guys who were like doing.
But Sam Hyde himself was banned from the event.
Could not show up, but his crew was there. It would have been dope to run into them and plug Drunk Daddies.
Yeah, it kind of would have been dope to see Sam Hyde after he fucking rickrolled iDubbbz too to be there. I get why iDubbbz decided to ban him to an extent because
he's
Sam
problematic.
Hyde just trolled him the whole time, and then he is a problematic comedian. But I feel like Drunk Daddies, we get wild sometimes too, so
Yeah, we'll see how it turns out. I don't know if we'll ever hit Sam Hyde level degeneracy.
Yeah, I'm not into that level of humor personally, but where we're going, Daddy was great. What else did I want? Oh, so I recently watched Jackass Forever. Speaking of like hitting and like heavyweight people, apparently Francis Ngannou's hit is like getting hit by a Ford Escort at top velocity.
Holy shit.
At top speed. So it's like getting hit by a Ford Escort at 120 miles per hour when he hits you. And he punched somebody in the balls on Jackass Forever, destroyed him. It was pretty funny. But getting back to the Creator Clash.
So another fight that I really enjoyed, you actually happen to pass out a little bit halfway through it or so. We got to talk about Michael Reeves.
Yeah.
But AB versus Hundar was a great one. They went the distance. They went to round 5, technical knockout in the 5th round because AB just got gassed the fuck out. But AB put up a great fight.
Oh, they went to the 5th?
They went to the 5th round, yeah.
Okay, so props to AB for that shit.
Yeah. Hundar was definitely less winded.
He did
slightly,
weightlifting and stuff beforehand, so there's,
Yes, his punches were definitely hitting harder, and I believe he may have had slightly better training as far as control of the ring. He stuck to the middle and kept cornering AB, whereas you don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
AB would give up ground.
Yes, a lot.
You're not supposed to give up any ground. You're not supposed to go backwards as a boxer. You're supposed to go side to side.
Side to side, yeah.
I mean, that's the fight I slept at, so I can't really comment on that too much. That's when I did pass out. But when I did hear my boy Michael Reeves' name, I woke the fuck up.
Yeah. Dude's eyes shot open, and then he started like hyping up Michael Reeves.
I heard people saying Michael Reeves. I got up and started chanting Michael Reeves. I was kind of drunk at that point. Don't worry. We didn't drive at all. We don't condone drunk driving.
Uber life. No, not even Uber life. We walked back safely to the hotel, which was only a mile away. So this is where it gets interesting. We mentioned earlier, $8 to get from the hotel to the venue. We tipped, obviously. But
I tipped even more than you think.
But this guy's very generous. Not Jewish at all.
No. I gave her $10 on the app, and then I threw her a $5.
Did you really?
Yeah.
A little too much. But anyway.
I mean, I delivered pizza for forever, so I just whenever it's like a tipping thing, I just feel like I have to.
I understand, yeah. But so that still was like a $23 ride, whatever. We leave the event, and we got more to talk about, but we leave the event, and surge pricing kicks in, apparently, and it's like $45 to $50. What was it? Between 30 to $58 at any given time. We kept walking around trying to change the Uber app to hope for the best, and it kept getting worse and worse and worse. So we looked at it and we're like, it's a 0.8 miles away. We can fucking walk it. Whatever. We walked it. We went to the nearest bar. I got some mac and cheese bites. We drank another beer or two.
Yeah, I ate some food, which I needed.
Of course you needed it, yeah. I mean, after a fucking 5-hour boxing event, yeah.
But, fuck Uber when it's, was it called surge pricing? Yeah, surge pricing. We walked back. I guess I'm glad we didn't walk there during the heat though. Like it was hot enough at night. I couldn't imagine walking there during like
Right
the
before,
sun.
yeah, like 5:30.
Yeah, like geez. But Michael Reeves, my boy, I love that guy. Watch his YouTube channel, so great. He put on a show. Like it's hard to see from the stands, but when I watched the highlight video, he dominated Graham Stephan. He just kept putting like, Graham Stephan did put up a good fight. He was throwing back some punches. Michael Reeves destroyed that guy. Graham Stephan ended up waving his arms back and forth to call off the match because he was getting hit in the head too much.
Pussy.
I mean, I get it. This isn't his like career. Is not
yeah.
boxing.
It's amateurs, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, so like why damage yourself so much? I've watched a few reviews where they're like, why didn't they call the fight sooner? Because this isn't like an actual, they're not boxers. They're not trying to get, head injuries that will affect them later in life and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, they I did hear I rewatched the AB versus Hundar fight, and the commentators did say it was a questionable TKO. They're like, well, they stepped in. I don't know if it was necessary to step in and call the fight, but then they said afterwards, like, this is an amateur boxing event. We're trying to protect these people, so if you look like you're getting fucked up and you don't put your hands up,
yeah, I mean, actually, at any real boxing event, if you're not putting your hands up, you're not defending yourself. They're gonna call it.
Yeah. But
there was a few fights where people legit turned their back, and you lose right there. You can't turn your back to somebody because getting hit in the back of the head is like 10 times worse than getting in the front of the head.
It's illegal in boxing as well.
Yeah.
So if you're punching somebody in the back of the head, that's why they're doing that probably is to keep it from escalating any further.
Yeah, but Michael Reeves destroyed, got me so hyped. And then I think after Michael Reeves, was it Haley and Meeks?
Yes, and that was actually a very decent fight.
That was a good fight. Haley put up more of a fight than I thought she was going to. You could tell Meeks had like more power. She's more powerful. But Meeks got gassed kind of early, like fast. Like she was just throwing so many punches that she was getting gassed, and she couldn't keep her hands up too high. Like she never had like that full stance of where you keep your hands like this.
Yeah, I saw her tweet that she said all the training for weeks or months or however long it took when she got in that ring went out the window.
Yeah, she was just. I bet if she didn't have gloves on, she'd be ripping hair.
Yeah, exactly. But she did well. She did actually very good in my opinion as far as, just jabbing and hitting those right body shots and hooks and like the other girl who was the other what's the name
Yodeling Haley.
Yodeling Haley also put up a good fight.
Good age difference too.
What was the age difference?
I think Yodeling Haley's only 19.
Really?
Yeah, I think Justin Meeks is like 27.
Oh man, yeah, she's fine, dude.
No, yeah, I mean Justin Meeks is great. I think I might watch her Twitch streams now. And she's no Anne Morant to her. It's, that's what you're getting out of a thing. I'm not a big fan of I mean, you know what? Anne Morant does her own thing. She knows what she is. She knows what she does. More power to her. I have no problem with that. But
I do.
That's not my kind of person I'm trying to watch.
Yeah, I don't like titty streamers.
I mean, she doesn't. It doesn't hurt me that she titty streams. So.
Oh, it hurts me.
It hurts you.
It hurts me. It hurts Ted Cruz. It hurts Tucker Carlson.
I don't even want to talk about that right now because fuck the far right, especially after the recent mass shooting.
Oh, far right. I mean,
they're pushing the white push out theory that made the guy who wrote the manifesto of why he killed those people.
Wait, they did what now?
So Tucker Carlson loves pushing out the theory that they're trying to get rid of like white people in America. They're trying to more immigrants so white people are a minority. I wonder why white people are worried about becoming a minority. It's not like the U.S. treats them any differently than white people. I mean, you wouldn't be afraid of becoming a minority unless the country you live in treats minorities worse than the majority. I mean,
Yeah.
that's probably the majority of countries. You know, when you are a minority, you probably get treated different.
Yeah.
But
No,
like,
that's the case. Yeah. I think it's a tough topic. I mean, let's we try to keep this shit light, but
Like-
like if America were a majority black or Hispanic country, and it were whites that were immigrating and Hispanics that were
so white people would get killed by the cops instead.
perhaps, yeah,
Probably.
yeah.
I mean, but I guess let's get off of that. Not really the whole podcast scenario. We'll put our political beliefs aside. But anyways, the fight, the creator clash.
Yeah, we can cut that off. We need
We'll
to.
we'll see where it goes. Just great event. Egoraptor versus Hundar.
No, versus Harley.
Harley. The
Epic
names are so
mealtime.
close to me. Both start with an H.
Both start with an H. Both are Muslim.
I mean, I worked at Domino's to where if you didn't last at least a month, I did not put any effort into remembering a person's name because of how quick the turnover rate was.
Yeah, fuck no.
So, like, if your name starts the same letter as somebody else, like, it's hard for me to, like, remember the legit name. But anyways.
No, dude, when I worked at Walmart, it was, like, literally Walmart worker number 2, Walmart worker number 4. Yeah, I didn't... I'm not going to remember people's names when it's such a revolving door.
No. And anyways, we already talked about them, so I'm being repetitive. Who fought before Dr. Mike and iDubbbz?
I think it was Harley and Egoraptor.
I think that is true.
And then before that was AB and Hundar.
Okay, so timelines get a little mixed up when you drink too much.
Yeah.
But so iDubbbz and Dr. Mike fought. Dr. Mike came out onto the stage. Everybody booed. A lot of iDubbbz fans. I remember watching some things where they're like, "Oh, you should be a good sport. Don't boo." Like blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Fuck Dr. Mike." I watched him during the weigh-in. He was pulling his phone out and looking at it and texting people. Like, show the fucking shit some respect. You're going there. You opted to participate. Stay off your phone. No one else was on their phone during the weigh-in. Just him.
Yeah, no. I'm not sure. Like, I wanted iDubbbz to win, but when because the whole the whole narrative that I heard was, oh, Dr. Mike just does fitness boxing. You're doing it for 10 years versus somebody iDubbbz who has done it for 10 months or a year.
It still comes into play.
Listen, Dr. Mike was destined to win. I'd love to see iDubbbz win. That would have been epic. But he's maybe he's got a future in boxing. It would be really cool to see him continue on. But choosing Dr. Mike over Rice Gum because Rice Gum backed out.
I think Rice Gum won in money up front.
He did
for a charity boxing event.
He did, yes. And Rice Gum would have got blown the fuck out. Ian would have beat his ass into a pulp.
The level of performance iDubbbz did against Dr. Mike was amazing.
Very, very good for somebody so amateur, yes.
Yeah, like, shout out to Dr. Mike, though. He didn't stop doing his own thing. He still put videos out. He still worked as a doctor. He still did all these other things. So, like, shout outs to him. He still had 10 years of practice. Like, even if it was just fitness boxing, you're getting those, it becomes muscle memory at that point.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Is that's why he outperformed iDubbbz, was the stamina. This is all this muscle memory. Like, he's just been like, imagine you train, 2-minute rounds for an hour or 30 minutes or whatever twice a week for 10 years. Yeah, your stamina's going to be better, your form's going to be better, Your defense is going to be better.
iDubbbz also put on weight. Dr. Mike lost weight. When you put on weight, your stamina gets worse. When you lose weight, your stamina gets better because your body's,
It's more loosened up,
Also, like, your body's used to a certain amount of weight, so when you lose weight, your stamina goes up. When you gain weight, your stamina goes down.
Yeah, so maybe while we're talking about this, we can cut to very small, clips of the fights that we're referring to. We're not going to show the full thing because of copyright and it's not 100% transformative, so we're not going to venture into.
Also, one of the things I dislike about the Creator Clash right now is they have not put out a lot of content about it. Like, I'm trying to find things. I want to watch, like, iDubbbz's perspective, somebody else's stuff, and it's so very little clips. All the freaking highlight videos I saw are probably going to get DMCA striked.
Yep.
Like, if they should be putting out more stuff about it right now, in my personal opinion. There should be more YouTube videos of official things, like official highlights, official everything. It's been, 2 days?
Yeah. And what really pissed me off was we didn't hear the commentators, and we paid for live event seats. The people who paid for the live stream got the commentators. They got Chills. They got Moist Critical.
Half of me wanted to go just for Moist Critical.
That's what I'm saying, and we'll cut to that as well. We got a video of Moist Critical. I zoomed in on his ass. I mean, we weren't in the lower bowl. We were in the second tier, but we got decent seats.
It was a good time overall. Would I do it again if it's in Tampa? Yeah, I'd love to go out again. I'd love to go to more events as Drunk Daddies. We got 2 people asked about the shirts. The shirts are kind of doing their job. I would like for us to go out more in public, even around town, and wear the shirts. Try to get more people to like follow and subscribe to us.
100%. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that in our local area, which you guys don't know about.
You don't get to know. And hopefully people don't fucking blast us,
like dox us or some shit.
Us.
Yeah.
We use a VPN, so good fucking luck.
Yeah, my IP address is 136 point. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Good event overall. Anything else like recently happened? Oh, I guess I found out about Poopy's podcast lately, which is just fucking hilarious.
And what is Poopy's podcast? Who hosts it? What is it?
So it's Poopy's, the guy that's recently blown up and gone to Jackass. He's one of the new guys, so they put him through the ringer. The older people in Jackass don't want to do as many physical stunts just because they're old. So they get these younger people to do the physical stunts. And Poopy's is one of them. He's a cool guy. I've seen a bunch of his videos on YouTube. He does funny shit. He's been on Shark Week. He's a cool man. But so Poopy's podcast is called the shittiest podcast ever. So they'll have Poopy's like doing a interview, and then there's a guy, I guess, who's the people who are financing the whole thing are will have a guy like commentate throughout Poopy's podcast saying like, this is how it, like he'll be like, hey, we have Johnny Knoxville on the podcast. Hey bro, what's going on? And he's like, okay, this is where Poopy should have introduced Johnny Knoxville and told you about his biography, and then he talks about the Johnny Knoxville's biography, lets you know who the guy is, and all that shit. It's just so funny. It's just so like, there's this one guy who goes on, and Poopy's is all about like, if you want something, chase it, do it in life. You can make it, and he says that in part of his podcast, and the other guy's like, pointing at Poopy's and is like, if he can do it, anybody can do it. Like, no, legit, like, yes, this guy, you can do it if he can. It's just really great.
Yeah, no, I'll have to check it out. Poopy's is just a funny fucking name in the first place.
Yeah, he calls himself Poopy's. He's a skateboarder / surfer. He blew up from doing like surfing stuff, and then he started doing Jackass kind of stuff. Like he does a kayak down like 20 flights of stairs. He eats shit pretty hard.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Speaking of poopies, we lost a legend recently. What was the guy's name? Low Value Males.
Oh, the Samuel something, the guy who would just do real shit and comment and be like, "You're not a 10.
Yeah.
You're a 5. What do you have to bring? What do you have to offer?"
Yeah, he would have women call in, and he would just completely just be like, "Yeah, you're never gonna find a good man with the attitude you've got and the lifestyle you live." Like this guy was a fucking epic troll.
He was a savage. He wasn't a troll. He was a realist.
Well,
we live in this world where
he was real, but he was real, but the trolling aspect is that he knew that he was gonna get outraged women.
Yeah, I mean he did men too, but those didn't get the kind of views.
Yeah.
So the women clips pop up way more because men are just not men, but everybody's expected to be like, "Oh, I'm a 10. I'm the badass person," and you're just supposed to be like, "You know what? You have the right mindset. Yes, you should live like that." Instead of being like, "No, dude, look at this, this, and this. Why can't you improve your life?" So it's just so like complimentary now. Instead of telling people like being real with them and trying to help them like grow as a person, you're supposed to accept them as they are.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is kind of bullshit.
It is bullshit, and that's what he was calling out. And R.I.P. to a legend.
Yeah, because you'd be like, "Oh, you think you're a 10? Bomb, 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 bomb." It's like, no, you're like a 5, and you need to realize that. What are you bringing to the table? You have 3 fucking kids, and you want someone who makes $500,000 a year to be interested in you? The fuck? No, you ain't got shit.
Yeah, no, I loved the and the same, like you said, and the same with men. The low value men was that is a cornerstone to my like daily vocabulary. Like
He'd be like, "How big is your dick?" And the guy's like 7 inches. He's like, "What do you mean like 7 inches? How fucking big is your dick?" He's like, "Okay, it's only 5 inches." What the fuck are you talking about? And like just start going off on them. Be like, "You're overweight. You got a 5-inch dick. You don't make no fucking money. Like,
Yeah.
Why would a woman want you?"
Yeah, he just savage, and it's a shame that he's dead. I want more details about what happened, because apparently, from the limited amount of research that I looked into,
Did you look into it at all?
apparently he was just found maybe with a heart attack or something like that, found unconscious at his residence, and they either tried CPR or was too late by that time.
Not trying to get say definitively. He could have heart disease in the family. He could have all these things in the family. Usually when it's like a 58-year-old person who dies, they've been drinking way too much for a long time. They've been doing drugs. Something like that has been involved that caused them to die at such a young age.
Yeah, I'm trying to drink too much so I can die at like 30.
I used to be like 16, be like, I just want to die at 50. Like my golden years. Like, end it there. Now that I have a kid, I'm kind of like, nah, I want to live longer.
And then you look at 50 and you're like, fuck, I'm like halfway there, dude.
I'm over halfway there now.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's a wild time. A legend passed away. He was funny as shit. So I've been listening to other things. There's a great guy on, I guess, TikTok. He's called the TikTok lawyer. You'll have a video where he gets the person he just got off of a thing and be like, "So what did you? I had a reckless manslaughter charge and all this, and you got me 6 months probation, bro. I'm not even getting a felony." He's so fucking happy.
And then he'll
about it.
finish it and he'll be like, "Let's go.
Let's go." What's gonna be the drunk daddies anthem?
We'll figure it out. It'll come naturally.
It'll come naturally.
I just watched recently, or I didn't even finish it yet. Chris Stefano, his new special. It's called Speshy Weshy.
Is it good?
Of course, it's good as Chris Stefano.
Okay.
Check it out. It's not even a full hour long. I don't mean to plug like some comedian shit, but like very funny stuff. I love
Very
Chris
funny.
Stefano.
He supports Trump.
I don't know if he actually does.
I'm not sure. But interracial. His wife is Spanish, so must be a good guy.
Yeah, he's got Latino children. That was some
Latino
of the
children.
bits that he did in the special.
I don't know. I kind of want to bring this up. Fuck Brendan Schaub.
Yeah, fuck Brendan Schaub. We just watched
Opinion piece. It's an opinion piece.
Yeah, so anybody not familiar with the Brendan Schaub drama, let's not get too into the weeds of it. But he's a guy who cannot handle criticism. He's a big pussy. He literally is fearful of criticism, and he goes after anybody who criticizes him.
And this is all opinionated.
What's opinionated? Our take on this?
Our take. It's opinionated, so it's fine to say whatever we want to say. That's how Tucker Carlson gets away with everything he says.
Hey, Brendan Schaub, if you ever see this, us and our sub 100 subscribers, go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
Ain't no opinion here. Here's a fact. You're a pussy.
And go into the creator clash with us, bro. I'll fight you. I'm going to have to put on some weight. I'm only 5'3", so.
It's got to be like a tag team or 2v1. But, I mean, bro, look at us, dude. You think you can't beat us? Okay, let's go for it then.
Yo, bro. I did, all my life wrestling, and then I did some BJJ.
Oh, I'll show you a BJJ, all right. No homo.
No homo. But, yeah, I don't like that guy. If you like him, that's sad. I do like Theo Von. I think he's a very funny comedian.
Theo Von's hilarious.
So
he's got
funny.
great outlook on shit, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's hilarious. I think he carries Brendan Schwab a lot. I think every podcast Brendan Schwab is on, he gets carried by the other person.
Yeah, Fighter and the Kid. Brian Callen is hilarious. You definitely got to peep that podcast.
I don't know anymore after hearing the recent Tiger Belly podcast, though, that I would plug him.
I'm not plugging him necessarily. I'm just saying that, yes,
he's a funny individual.
Yes, what he did, whatever he did with Bobby, and I was trying not to get too in the weeds of it, but apparently he called Bobby up and threatened him with a lot of shit about
instead of a lot of mean
whatever
stuff.
the fuck, basically bullied his ass.
They're trying to. That's why I don't like Brendan Schwab, is because he's a bully. He'll try to use his power and influence to scare you into doing what he wants you to do.
Exactly, yeah. So,
and I'm not into that.
But Brian Callen has been a very funny individual for years. I did lose a little bit of respect after hearing about that. Check out Tiger Belly and the H3 podcast if you want to catch up on all that, drama and stuff. But
I mean, can you separate the art from the artist?
I can, but he's not funny.
Who?
Brendan Schaub.
Yeah, he's not funny.
Oh, you're talking about Brian Callen?
Yeah.
I can, but really,
is there a line?
So here's the thing: is I'm not even that huge of a fan of his comedy per se. I mean, he's good. He had a cameo in Joker.
Are you a fan of his commentary?
I'm a little bit of a fan of his commentary.
I feel like that's his art. I feel like it's so weird to draw a line. Like, obviously, R. Kelly, do you still like his music, even though he pissed on underage girls and used his influence to get underage girls under his wing?
I believe I could fly.
I mean, she could have moved out of the way.
She could have. Yeah, I mean,
you let somebody piss on you?
It's a stream of piss. It's one line.
If you didn't want to get pissed on, move out of the way.
Roll away.
Roll away. That's the Boondocks argument. I love it. I love the Boondocks. Shout out the Boondocks.
I love Boondocks as well. Shout out Uncle Ruckus.
Very funny character. Um, season 1, episode 1. He has a pretty wild song.
Oh, what is it?
I
I haven't
can't
watched it
say
in a
it.
long time.
I can't.
All right, season 1, episode 1. Check out Boondocks season 1, episode 1.
Episode 1, if you want to see how wild Uncle Ruckus gets. I mean, I guess let's go into your day. Have an eventful day.
Not at all, dude. I got up. I got a call that I may need to come in because we were having some issues with somebody else coming into the store or whatever. And I got ready. I got all dressed and shit, brushed my teeth, put on deodorant, fucking brushed my hair and shit. And then it turns out I didn't have to go to work, so I napped like half the day, dude.
Nice.
That's my days off. Like if I can, and I'll watch Speshy Weshy, and then
Do you get out of the bed, or do you live your life in the bed?
Oh, it's in the bed most of the day. Yeah, I'll eat pizza in the fucking bed.
I try, if I do have a day off, I try to not be in the bed all day because it's like you're supposed to separate your sleeping life from your awake life, and the more time you spend in your bed, your brain has a harder time of doing that.
Yes, that's clinically proven or whatever. But for me, it's the same thing except if I lay down. If I lay down, boom, asleep. If I sit up in bed, all good.
I have a really hard time falling asleep unless I'm intoxicated.
Yes and no for me because I could lean back in this chair and fall asleep right now if I really wanted without this beer.
That's wild. I could not do that. My mind races 1,000,000 miles a second, and I just have so many horrible memories come up of me being shitty or some awkward happening that I can't stop thinking about. That's like my brain when I try to go to bed.
Oh man, that's the worst.
So I actually try to imagine me as I don't know, usually my go-to is an anime, and me creating a whole world around it, and me fighting people, and usually that helps me go to bed so I'm not cringing at my life.
Yeah.
Time.
You're not thinking about the time that you tried to show somebody a song that you liked and it was like a cringe song.
Yeah. No, normally, being 100% honest, I'll be a god in a world that's trying to expand his empire and have people live better lives, and I just call down massive energy or lightning and kill the other person's army with one blow, and then I destroy their kingdom and take it over.
So you're living in some fucking real fantasy shit before bed.
Fantasy stuff, yeah. I kind of want to write a book about it.
Yeah, maybe why not?
I feel like it'd be good. I have another book that I want to write where it's about a person who's wanted to kill himself his whole life, but then he finds out he has stage 4 or 3 cancer and he's gonna die in 6 months anyways, and then he's like, fuck, I didn't want to die this whole time. And it's about him dealing with that whole thing of wanting to die and not wanting to die.
Yeah, that existential dread.
Yeah, of fuck, this thing I've wished for my whole life is finally happening.
Yeah.
And now I don't want it to happen.
Of course you don't want it to happen. Yeah, I read a book back in middle school where it was about a kid with leukemia and shit like that, and it's yeah, no, I don't think anybody wants to die that way.
No.
So the thing is, it's if dude's boom, all right, it's over. That would have been different than this long drawn out.
I'm going to die,
and you have to tell all your friends and family, and yeah, it's fucked.
And if you do have trouble with suicidal thoughts, please reach out to suicide prevention and get therapy.
Yeah, 1-800.
Whatever it is. Well, maybe we'll link it in the pod, in the YouTube
Check
comments.
the description.
Check the description. But yeah, that's one of the things. I started writing a book like that, and I stopped because it's kind of hard to keep up with the your passions, I guess. I mean, sometimes I force myself to do this podcast
Oh, dude, yeah. I think we've had to force ourselves 3 out of the 5 times now.
Yeah, I think this is our 5th one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this one's late. We're supposed to record Saturday. Now it's Monday.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to edit this fucking shit and get it out to you guys by tomorrow.
So, yeah, I may be up a little late doing that.
Maybe a little late.
Creator Clash definitely did a number on us. We got back after that, hit the bar.
We're trying to find where the fucking people were going. Like, let's see what hotel they might be using. Go to that hotel. Let's see what clubs or bars they might go to. But you know, at the end of the day, it was too hard to figure out, so we kind of gave up and then just hit the hotel. Tried to swim in the pool a little bit. It was cold as fuck, so I got into it. Austin was a pussy who didn't get into it.
I was a pussy who didn't get into it, yeah, because this man just commits to whatever the fuck and just stood there shivering while he drank his beer for the 10 minutes and then said, all right, I'm good.
You know, there is one thing I will do is commit. If I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I have such, like, anxiety from not doing what I'm going to say that ends up forcing me to do what I'm going to say.
Well, shit, yeah. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing until you're shivering in a pool.
I mean, that's one thing, but, like, I hate being late. Like, I will do everything in my power not to be late.
On time or early, yeah.
Or early. Like, I showed up 30 minutes to an interview because I was so worried about being late. And then the person's like, I guess I don't get to eat my lunch because you're here early.
Oh, what a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, right? I'm like, I showed up early. Doesn't that show that, like, I care for this more?
Okay. Better yet, I can just sit in the lobby or wherever the
I'll
fuck.
wait
Go eat your
30
lunch.
minutes. Go eat your lunch. Like, I have no problem waiting. I understand I'm early. I just don't like being late. Probably stems from my dad, honestly, always wanting to be early and his anxiety of being late. So now it's put on to me. I guess I could always break the cycle and just start showing up late to everything.
Oh, dude, I got a story for you. I've always been anal about airports. My grandma taught me when I was very young, get there an hour and a half, 2 hours early. The last time we went to Vermont, my wife and I, we got there within 30 minutes, and it was too late to get the checked bag in.
Oh, shit.
So we had to sit for 4 to 6 hours in the middle of the airport to wait for the next flight.
That's insane.
Yeah. And I looked at my wife and I was like, this is what my grandma warned me about.
Yeah, that's wild. So, like, even though it was your fault, you were able to get another flight, no problem? Even though you did have to wait, but they didn't, like, chastise you?
It wasn't our fault per se. They had no idea that we had checked bags. So if all we had was carry-on, boom, we're on the flight. But so yeah, like it wasn't our fault and it wasn't necessarily their fault either. We should have just got there. It was our fault. We should have got there a little earlier.
I have a story too. My first flight and my only flight, I go out to Cali. My cousin pays for me to go out to Cali for my graduation present to visit him. Dope as fuck. I love my cousin. He's like my brother. I grew up with him. I get to the place. They have no problem with my bag as a carry-on. When I'm leaving, they're like, you have to check that bag. Yeah, when I leave to the other place, they're like, no, that's a check bag. It's too big to be a carry-on. But no problem when I...
On the first one.
On the first flight. Like, what?
Was it a different airliner?
Same airline, Spirit Airlines, the cheapest fucking airlines you can get.
Yeah. I have 3 airlines that I refuse to take. Spirit, Frontier, United. I will never touch those airlines again. No legroom. Horrible shit like that happens. And it's so cheap, it might as well be the fucking Uber of airliners. You're going to crash one of these days.
Speaking of that, did you hear about the guy who landed a plane with, like, no experience beforehand of, like, a small Cessna?
No, why was he driving in the first place?
I guess the pilot was, like, injured or something to where he couldn't fly, and the flight control guy at the airport was able to guide him well enough to land a plane.
I mean, what a beast!
What a beast.
The flight controller guy too. Like, hit this button. Ease into this. You know what I'm saying?
Like just like guiding him completely. Like, shout out to flight control people.
Yeah, straight up. That's a an undervalued job.
Yeah, like they do so much. Like, you know, probably the majority of the time it's probably a high stress job all the time, making sure people land at the right time so they don't crash into other planes that need to land and all that. I love the videos of like the low flying planes next to the beach and people are like next to the fences like holding on, and then the plane lands and they're like blown the fuck back.
Yeah, I've seen those.
They fly away.
They get those jet engines.
Those jet engines ain't no joke.
But yeah, no. I mean, I think we've covered a lot of stuff, man.
We have. I mean, do you want to stretch it for 5 more minutes?
Yeah, we can. What do you want to talk about, man?
I mean, what else has happened recently? Besides that, I mean, I guess Creator Clash. Nothing too much else interesting has happened, so I guess we could cut it here and just have a little bit of a shorter podcast than normal.
Yeah, we're about 55 minutes in. We're gonna have some footage,
some clips.
Yeah,
can they DMCA us if there are own clips? Like usually, like the rights are you're using someone else's footage. Don't you own your own footage?
It's my footage. I was at an event that cost money, but I think we'll get away with. Dude, we're a small podcast. Ain't nobody coming after us.
Ain't nobody coming after us yet. We're gonna blow the fuck up though.
But yeah, so if you enjoyed this episode, we appreciate you listening or watching. Check out the Instagram. Check out
at drunk_daddies.
Yep. Check the Facebook group. We have a Drunk Daddies group.
Yeah. I learned later that I should have been a page, so we might transition to a page.
And then we'll do a we'll be venturing into TikToks and everything else soon. So we really appreciate you guys tuning in. You know, even if it's just 10 of you, 15 of you for now, we're gonna blow the fuck up.
We're gonna blow up. We're funny. We're cool. We're drunk daddies. And I hope you guys have a great night. Subscribe and like. I love you guys. Peace out. Drunk Daddies. We'll have some exit music eventually.
I have music.
You have music. Can you download it to your computer so it can be over this?
Yes.
Okay, that's what we'll have to do.
Good shit.
Okay.
We'll do it at the beginning as well. No, just here because we were
Just
talking
here?
at the beginning. Yeah.
Okay. Love you guys.